This is it, the moment that we've been waiting for, the final episode of Season 1, Emory Survivor. In this episode, you'll see our final four go through their last immunity challenge and vote out one last member of the jury. Then, with the final three, we'll bring back the previous cast, all of whom have been voted out in one way or another by the final three. And this cast will present our final three with hard questions of the season that the final three must live up to and answer accordingly. So it's going to be pretty harsh at times, but overall, I feel like this was a very respectful, informative session that we had. And then the jury will cast their vote for who they think is deserving of the $250 grand prize. So stick with me, you guys. It's going to be a very fun episode, and let's see who wins. Welcome to our final movie challenge, you guys. You excited? Okay, so there is a twist to today's immunity challenge. And the twist is that it's combined immunity and tribal council. So you will not get to speak between the immunity challenge and the tribal council. So you're all going to start on the second step. Your goal is to try and knock the cups down. And then once all three of your cups are knocked down, you can come and grab the cups. On two of the cups, you will see locations. And at those locations are your puzzle pieces. So you need to figure out what those locations are. Grab your puzzle pieces from both those locations. Then the third cup is a hint to what the final word is. So after you grab your puzzle pieces, you're going to try and use the hint to solve the word puzzle. And after you solve the word puzzle, if you flip the letters around, you'll see names on the back of them. And you'll have to order those names based on who was voted out first in the order of who was voted out. When you get to the end, one of the slips will say, cast your vote here, and you'll have an empty slip where you can cast the person you want out.
Survivors ready? Go!
I'm on my last strike, I'm gonna get fired. The Oxford Commodores. Rachel was here, but I don't know if she actually found it or if she just went to the science building.
I'll let you know if I find it.
Okay. Yeah. I think we're losing this one anyway. So let's just.
We'll see.
Gave up on it.
It's 2 words, girl, and each word is in each Ziploc baggie. There are 2 baggies.
Final 3. Right, yes.
Check. Yep.
That is incorrect. 2. You lost 3. 3. Will. That's right. Yeah. That's how you win immunity. Number 4, baby. Number 4.
Correct.
That's correct.
I don't want to do it, but I have to do it to stay in this game.
Is this correct?
Yep, you're right.
I'm sorry. I'm just kind of guessing here. I could screw myself over. Who knows? I don't know. My bad, I guess.
Anthony and Jack. Am I missing somebody?
Nope, you're perfect. Okay, you can cast your vote.
Oh, it's been a long ride. You know what? I could write something, but I think the journey speaks for itself.
Tie, immunity again is yours. You are safe in the vote that we're about. The rest of you have a council, and one of you will not be in the final. First vote, Rachel. Aaron. Derek. One vote left. The 9th person voted out of survivor. Rachel.
Lovely game. Very
Oh, your
to
vote?
get back to the bus. But I'll have a lovely time.
Ty, Aaron, and Derek. Congrats, you're in the final 3, and you'll each pitch your case to the jury for the chance of $250 grand prize.
I need that money
Sole
back.
survivor. Welcome all to the final tribal council. Final 3 standing right here. It is at this time where you want your vote to be cast. You're voting for a winner of Survivor Kill Endgame, and the winner of $250 and the time sole survivor. Speeches, and after that, you can ask questions, and that's how it goes. Okay?
Hi, jury.
Hi, Ty.
Hi, Ty.
Okay, so I think I personally think that's a good game. I'm just gonna go into it a little bit, but I'm gonna leave a lot of it open for you guys to ask questions because literally ask me anything and I'll answer. But basically, I feel like the physical game might seem like what I dominated at the most since I won 4 out of the 5 challenges in the post merge, and then pre-merge I was pretty good at the pre-merge challenges too. But honestly, I think social and strategic game are more important. And although I was safe, I still played a very big part in strategic votes and the social game in general. I'm pretty sure I was on good terms with every single person in the game, even Jack. I voted him 5 times. We're still on pretty good terms by the time he got voted out. And then strategically I knew with everything. I knew literally every single vote going like in the tribal council. There was not one vote I was blindsided by. Even the Ibrahim vote, which I didn't know they targeted Ibrahim, but I was perfectly set up to the point where like even if like someone was idle about it, it wouldn't be me. So I wanted immunity, and I talked to everyone. I had Rachel and Aaron on one side. I had you, Andy, and Ibrahim on my other side. Like I was in 2 different groups. I was getting information from both sides. I knew what votes were going to fall each time, and I knew Aaron and Rachel were going to vote me out because they thought I was lower than them, and those who were going to vote me out until later on. I don't know, but yeah, that's pretty much where I stood with that. And then socially, I did make an effort to talk to almost everyone before the vote. Obviously, I didn't get to talk to very few people, but I wish we got to talk. But yeah, that's pretty much why I think they want to win.
Derek?
I'm gonna get a little closer.
Hey guys.
Okay.
What's up, y'all?
Hello.
Alrighty, so I guess I'll start by providing a little bit of my context in this game. I will say, I was the only second year in this entire game, and to make it to Final 3, I think it's pretty cool. I knew almost none of you guys off the bat, except for I lived down the hall from Jack. That was in like a few other people. Like, that's really it. So I think for me to come in here and like make all these social connections, I think that's pretty impressive. And I've also just had a lot of fun playing with you guys. This has been really cool. It's been an activity I've been looking forward to every Friday for the past like few months. It's been awesome. I'll also say I had never really watched Survivor before coming in here, so I had to learn the rules of the game as I was going. And I really appreciate all of you people that have kind of helped explain the game to me and helped me, almost mentor me for a certain amount. Shout out like Ibrahim and Andres in particular. We had that original alliance for a long time, and I think it was not fun when that broke up. I think that blindside, when Ibrahim got blindsided, kind of started a downward spiral. But you know, made it here, and I do think that I've done a good game as well. Socially, I feel like I've played very well. I've talked with a lot of people outside the game, maintained relatively good relationships. You know, a few times I've had to do a few things I've had to do in order to survive. I will say as well that physically, I feel like I've done decent in the challenges. The only one that, you know, was able to win a challenge against Ty post-emerge was me. I feel like that's pretty good, pretty solid. And also, I will say pre-merge, I feel like I was pretty good in the challenges as well. I was able to be a team player and help everyone out. Yeah, if you guys have any questions for me, I will gladly answer them to the best of my ability. Yeah, thank you guys so much, and I hope you will vote for me.
Day 1, I was extremely close to being voted out. All right, I was involved in a 3-way tie and was literally a single vote from going home. If Pete had like volunteered to go home, I would probably not have made it past the first day. From that point on, I missed one Survivor meeting because I had the flu, and that was the only time my tribe won a challenge. I've been vulnerable at every single tribal council this entire season except for one. I've spent the entire game managing my threat level, which I think I've done maybe even a little too well because it seems like people don't think I'm a real contender to win. But you know, that's what I'm here to settle. I feel like I've been the strategic power behind the Grey Goose Alliance moving into the merge for the entire game. I think I essentially carried Jack and Rachel on my back. I'm willing to. I'd love to hear your questions, Jack.
No.
How's this for jury management, guys? But I do think that I've done the best out of these people balancing social and strategic. I feel like Ty did vote incorrectly 5 times, so as much as he can say he hasn't been blindsided, you know, there's if you knew who was going home, why couldn't you do a little bit to stop your entire alliance from being voted out of the game? At the same time, I think Derek hasn't been too active as a player. I think he made one big essential move that did lock him into the final 3, but aside from that, he's been like pretty passive. And I feel like I've played by far like the most active and strong game out of anybody out here. Oh man.
Move to question.
As somebody who abided by you the entire game up to this point, why should I continue my allegiance for you after you backstabbed me?
Okay. This is a very valid question. First of all, I want to say that it wasn't a backstab. I dunked on you a little during that speech, but that's not really true. The partnership that we had throughout the game was like completely essential to me getting this far, and I would. I considered that I was a driving force for the alliance. I considered that I could carry you and Jack as an alliance, but not the alliance we had between me and Jack is different from the like smaller alliance I had with just you, if that makes sense. And I do think I like the entire game I've considered you the social power and myself the strategic power. So I think that I told Jack a lot of things. I did lie to Jack quite a bit.
Tag me.
All right, Aaron.
Let's hear Jack.
So I'm sure you want the loyalty of my vote right now, right? So you just said to everybody you lied a lot to me, right?
I did.
Which I know. Also, you claim that you carried the alliance when I was your shield the entire time I was in the game with 4 idols.
Dude, a soldier has to carry a shield.
Tell me how you carried me, right? How you did the dirty work for me, and tell me why I should have to vote.
Listen, you were the one who was going out in the field and finding the idols. I was the one who was making a strategic place with the idols you found. I mean, if you want to call that a carry, you can. That's what I called it. But you could see that as just like a slightly like non-traditional partnership. I mean, it was the things that you were doing for the alliance were important, and you were like a driving strategic force. But at the same time, you voted Andy like 4 times in a row. I was the one who was, making sure that the people who I needed out went out.
Once in a row.
All right, whatever. You were pushing him hard, and you didn't go.
But he did.
He went when I decided he should.
He decided.
Yeah, Derek decided. Derek's the one that did.
I was Derek.
Yeah.
I was in on that plan.
So how the hell were you the one strategic power?
I thought I was the one strategic power up here. I think I'm by far the strongest strategic
The
player.
one strategic power who's not very just that, but also myself.
Okay, again, it wasn't a carry. It was like a different kind of partnership. I didn't carry Jack, but I did use the things that Jack did.
Why should I still don't understand?
I don't think that this vote should be about loyalty. I think it should be about gameplay, and I think I've had the best gameplay.
Hi. You obviously played a very strong game, alright? We appreciate that. However, would you say, what was your biggest weakness in the entire game, and how would that affect our votes?
I think maybe what you guys might think like this was voting correctly like 5 times, but my strategy was like I didn't have to vote for someone else. I was safe, and Jack was the perfect shield, and everyone knew where my mind was going. I didn't have to blindside. I didn't have to completely over my alliance members. I was low to the end. I don't think there's one person I could over there that could say I wasn't low to them because like how so? I didn't vote you. I didn't vote you out.
You voted Derek as a strategic move.
I didn't do that. I believe Derek said I'd rather sit next to both of them because you guys played pretty much similar games. You could have saved her, bro. I could have saved her.
Derek, what would you say you did better than either Aaron and Ty?
Alright, sweet. So I guess it's a different thing for both of them. I guess for Aaron, I'll say I did way better than him in most challenges. Like physically, I think I did a lot better than him. And I also didn't give up even when it looked like our team or myself was losing. You see, like, I guess take this challenge for example. Towards the end, it was looking pretty grim. I was still running around doing my part. I did not give up in challenges. He was walking around and even asking me to get his thing for him. This guy. And he's talking about I was this master strategic player, but then immediately will for example, all of my alliances fell apart. And he's talking about all of his people that he screwed over in the jury. I feel like socially he hasn't, at least in the Endgame, he hasn't done super great. And I mean, physically in challenges he hasn't done too much either. So that's probably what I'd say for him. And as far as Ty, I do think Ty is a very strong player. Socially, I feel like I've played a much better game than him and have been more active in the social scene. I will say, he did mention earlier that he's reached out to almost everyone. He did not reach out to me. I feel like, especially towards the end, I've been pretty good at managing, people that I'm playing with and trying my best to make sure that I can get to this final 3. And I've done a pretty good job of that, I think.
Ty, I will admit you had a very, very strong game, maybe the strongest game, but you mentioned this earlier, you had a lot of relationships coming into the game. So how well do you think you would have done without those relationships?
Frankly, I think I still would have gotten this point. I mean, that's cliche to say, but I really didn't use them as. I think the one relationship that I used the most was Rachel because I got a ton of information from Rachel throughout the game. I think had I not gone to the game with someone like Rachel, I still would have managed to do it.
And my second question is the vote that Derek put on Andy. You voted with Andy. I wanted to ask you what that was
okay,
about.
So that is an example of me voting incorrectly, but that's an example of strategy. I didn't want to piss off Andy, and plus I knew, regardless, and I knew Andy would go home regardless. So Derek was the one to like kind of fuck over Andy and Flip. I kept my loyalties. I told everyone I was for Jack Wood. I kept with that. I like stayed loyal, and I like really just played like voted straightforward with that. I didn't want to like do any unnecessary lies. I think that vote was like really good for me because Andy was a big threat in the game, whether you saw it or not, like very social. He went home and I got no blood on my hands. So okay.
If you had to vote for someone else up here, who would you vote for?
I would vote for Todd. No, much love to Derek, of course, but I didn't, like, I'm a little unhappy that we've been sitting next year up to Todd, because obviously he's had such a, like, daunting game. It's like, just, you know, it's an impressive game. I respect that.
I'm pretty split between these two, to be honest. As far as who's played the game better, I feel like they both have their strengths and weaknesses. This is, it could be a coin flip for me, honestly. Are you really, like, what's the favorite one?
Oh my god. That tree just fell. Yes. Oh my god.
Aaron, dude, you already just read that one too?
Eric's trying to get us distracted.
Yeah, that's So I guess I'm gonna have to go with Aaron on this one just because I was more familiar with this game and I have more positive to say. That's fair. Yeah, I didn't get to interact with Ty too much, which is post marriage.
Alright, Ty, what are you thinking?
Aaron, not because I think he played like a much worse game. I just think Aaron played more of like
Yeah.
Hi, good luck. That's making it.
Oh my god.
Oh!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man.
Derek, hi. So I guess you're completely entitled to the movie you made, and I think that if I wasn't watching on TV, it would be like a really good movie. I think that part of the blowback of that is that like I think you're not gonna you pissed me off by turning on your number one ally who I was planning on taking you to the game. But you said that you were like essentially forced or compelled to the move to attack something. So I guess how would you say you demonstrated like agency?
I guess I wouldn't say I was forced to, but I think I still did make a pretty strong decision there. Obviously, I didn't have to vote for you that day, and I am sorry. But I do think, I made a decision to, prolong my life in the game. And I think that represents a lot of, like, good decision making there. While, I'm sorry it hurt your feelings, and I really am thinking sorry. Yeah, I know. But I do think it was a really good strategic move because it prolonged my life in the game. It showed that I didn't have any super strong alliances, and I was willing to play. I came here to play this game.
Exciting first season for us. I'm very happy with how it turned out and how much interest there was. We're going to have Survivor again in the fall and in the spring of next year. So if you have any interest, please apply. But for now, Aaron, Derek, Ty, great job this season, the final three. I'm very impressed by all of you and how well you played. I have the votes right here in front of me. So I'll get to it. Derek. Ty. Oh, yeah. One vote Derek, one vote Ty. Derek. 2 votes Derek, 1 vote Ty. Ty. 2 votes Derek, 2 votes Ty. Derek. 3 votes Derek, 2 votes Ty. Ty. 3 votes Derek, 3 votes Ty. Derek. 4 votes Derek, 3 votes Ty. Ty. 4 votes Derek, 4 votes Ty, 1 vote left. as Endgame at $250. It's tied.
Let's go, baby! Let's go!